Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. If you've not been here before, a warm welcome to you, and if you have, welcome back. I really do appreciate your support. It really does mean a lot to me. So today's video is going to be one that I've wanted to do for a while, but I just needed to use all the eyeshadow palettes. I have that many eyeshadow palettes in my collection, I just hadn't gotten around to using them all. And the Makeup Revolution and YouTubers collabs. So I've got both of the Soph ones. I've got Imaginations one, and I've got Tammy Clark's first one that she brought out, and then Carmi's Kiss of Fire. So we'll just talk about them and my thoughts, and I'll be doing like a least favourite to favourite. Even though I'm doing a least favourite to favourite, I'm not getting rid of any of these eyeshadow palettes for the time being out of my collection, just because I've only, like, the Carmi and the Tammy Clark one I've only used once. Like, I've used it once, like in a Shop My Stash for the full week, and I don't really want to be getting rid of eyeshadow that I've not really used a lot. So let's go to the least favourite. So my least favourite, I do really like it, but my least favourite is this Revolution and Tammy Clark palette here. It's a Tropical Paradise palette. I mean, look how cute that packaging is. Sorry I'm blinding you with it, guys. It's just really, really pretty and up my street with the rose gold. The thing I don't like is straight off the bat, and they don't do this anymore, Revolution, is these silly sheets here. I would much rather not have as many eyeshadows and it like be on here. It's obviously not, so you have to keep referring, especially if I'm doing videos with it, you have to keep referring to this little sheet here, and they're really, really easy to lose. I've lost so many of these sheets, so I'm really, really pleased that Makeup Revolution finally saw sense and, you know, obviously put the names on the palettes of the eyeshadows, which is really, really good. It's a nice palette, don't get me wrong, it is a really nice eyeshadow palette. I just like some of the others a little bit more. Like, I love this green here, that's gorgeous, and that gold's gorgeous. The only thing, I mean, I think I've said this before when I did my top 10 eyeshadow palettes, I don't like how many like kind of purple shades are in here. I don't think you need them. So let's just talk about that for a second. So there's Coraline there, then we've got Majestic here, then we've got Perpy Perps here. So there's three which are very, very similar. Let's swatch them and see just how similar they are. I've dropped the sheet. So that's Coraline. Let me pick up the sheet because I'm going to need that. Right, which one is next? So now we're going to go into Perpy Perps, which is, no, we'll go into this one, which is slightly darker. I can even see that on my finger, it is slightly darker. But on the hand, they just, like on the eye, they will just look so, so similar. I don't think you need them. And then we've got Perpy Perps here, which is slightly darker than the others. I'm going to have to put that on twice for some reason. So that's the three shades. I mean, this is more red toned, and then those two are quite similar. Like I said, on the eyes, they will look so, so similar. So that's one thing I don't like. I think other eyeshadows could have been put in here, like maybe, I don't know, maybe a really, really light brown. I mean, this I used for my, like, set my concealer, and then these two are too dark, so maybe another brown in between those shades, like for a crease shade, because I wouldn't use either one of those for a crease shade. And yeah, there doesn't appear to be, like for my skin tone, a crease shade in there, so I would have really, really liked that. So the purples, I don't think you need it. I like that purple shimmer though, that's nice. and obviously that needs to be in there, so I'm not going to complain about that. Like I said, there's no crease shade in here for me. What else? And I think that's it. They put a black in, which every eyeshadow palette needs a black in, which I'm happy about, even though I don't use black eyeshadow. So yeah, other than that, it's a really beautiful palette. Love these like bronze tone shades here and that one there. And again, there's 3 shades there that are so similar. Right, so that's the first one, which is quite crumbly. So that's that one there. Not giving you the names, am I? Enchanting. This one's lighter, so yeah, they're not really that similar, but they are in a way. Like gold coppery tones. I don't think you need as many as they put in. And then at the top is Treasure, which is that one there. And can you see how similar the shades are? It's quite ridiculous, you know. You don't need so many shades that are so similar in a palette, I don't think. They've done something similar in the Chloe Morello palette, the Fun and Fearless one that I've got, which I'll talk about in another video. But yeah, a lot of eyeshadow palettes seem to do this. So yeah, that's the only criticism I've got with the palette. The actual eyeshadow palette is really nice. The eyeshadows blend really well. So that's that one. So that comes in last place, and I believe that is 5th. So this is 5th place. I've only got 5 of the collaborations. I do want to get the Rachel Leary one, the smaller one. I don't want the great big one. So I do want to get that one. And I don't think there are any other eyeshadow palettes in the collaborations that I want to get from Makeup Revolution. I don't know when I'll get the Rachel Leary one, so I'm doing this least to favourite now, because it could be sometime next year when I get the Rachel Leary one, because I don't think it's limited edition. None of these are really limited edition. You can get them all still. So 5th place. Right, so now I need to go and get a little wipe to wipe that off. Now is a palette in 4th place, and I've actually been using this one all week. So if you've been following my Shop My Stash review, you'll know which one it is, and also my weekly Shop My Stash from last week. I'm going to put my weekly Shop My Stash from last week just in the cards here, so you can go and check that out. But it's the Revolution Karmic Kiss of Fire, and I'm actually surprised that this has come in 4th. I thought that the Tammy palette would come in 4th, and then this one would come in 5th place. Not that there's anything wrong with coming in at 5th place. Like I said earlier, I do like all the palettes, but I'm just going on what my favourites are from the actual collaborations that I've got. So that's what it looks like. Beautiful, like it's just black with beautiful rose gold writing on it. So Carmi has done 2 palettes. So this was the first one that they brought out, Revolution and Carmi together. This one is the Kiss of Fire, and then they brought out another one, and I'm not too sure if I'm too keen on it. I don't think I am. I don't want to keep getting all these eyeshadow palettes. Revolution just bring out so many eyeshadow palettes, and it's great if you haven't got that many, and obviously you want to support the YouTubers. I have got so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection, though. I can't be getting every single eyeshadow palette that comes out by Makeup Revolution. I've already got 2 drawers full, and also that thing back there's full. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of test things out, and if I really don't like them, either declutter them, if they're past their sell by date or expiry date, then they have to go in the bin. But I tend to really pass things on to my niece, and she can have use out of them, and if she doesn't want them, she can do whatever she wants with them. Obviously if I don't want them, then I've had my use out of them anyway. So let's go into this. I think I've used pretty much all the eyeshadows in here. You don't get as many as you do in all the other palettes, so you only get 10 eyeshadows and 2 highlighters. Right, so let's talk about this one. This is Opulence, and this is far too dark for me. As you can see, I'm a pale girl, very, very fair, and I'm so fair that the foundation that I have to use is Porcelain, so it's one of the, well, it is the lightest foundation that you can get, so that is never going to be good for me as a highlighter, but it's really, really good as an eyeshadow. So that's it. That's a really nice gold. Those are the types of eyeshadows that I tend to wear. I'm just going to go in a few times so it will show up because I've got my light on. So, so pretty, isn't it, guys? So that's that. Let me get the white. Right, and then we've got another highlighter here. I absolutely love this. I use it as an inner corner highlight, so I don't know if you can see it. It's just in the inner corner. But yesterday I used it all over the eyelid and it looked stunning. So yeah, I really, really like this. And that's probably one of the reasons it came in 4th place and not last place. It's a duochrome highlighter. I wouldn't put it on my face. I just think it's too much for the face, but for the inner corners and to use as an eyeshadow, I think it's really, really good. What else? Then these eyeshadows here, I like them all. I haven't tried the black because, like you say, I don't use black. Well, I say I don't use black. Right, where's that? I need to talk to you about what the shades are called. So that is called Flash Me. Right, so I really, really love this Bibby shade, this orange Bibby shade, and I've got one criticism about that as well. It's really, out of all the eyeshadows in the palette, that is the worst one for Fallout. It really does, it's Fallout Central. Let me see if I can show you. Right, so can you see that on my hand? It's just, yeah, just, I mean, it blends really, really lovely. Like, I blended it all out now. It blends lovely, but like when you're putting it on, it ends up halfway down your face. So like if you're using that Bibby shade, what I tend to do is just tap my brush on the palette there, so most of it goes on the actual palette, or you can just use, like, do your eyeshadows without putting your base makeup on first, which I don't do. I like to put my base makeup on first and then do the rest of my like eyeshadows afterwards. Right, so then we've got Yellow Heart, which is like a mustard yellow. It is really, really pretty. I really like that shade. That looks like that. I'm gonna have to do this a couple of times. So that's just next to that Bibby shade. So that's them two. Obviously I'm not gonna do swatches on all of them, but if you want me to do swatches on a particular eyeshadow palette, or even maybe a get ready with me with a particular eyeshadow palette, just let me know in the comments and I'm more than happy to do that. I don't do get ready with me's that often. I don't think I've done them that often at all on my channel. I'll try and find some, and if I do find some, I'll leave one in the cards here. I've not done it for a very, very long time, I know that much. So then the next shade that I really, really like is this Valeria. It's like a pink but with rose gold undertones, so it's just so, so beautiful. Oh, where have you gone now? Sorry about that, guys. Nose is running as per usual. So I think I said Valeria, didn't I? I mean, just look at that. Yeah, it's kind of like a pink, but like a duochrome rose gold. So, so pretty. So that's Valeria. See, this is why the actual names of the palette need to be on here. If they brought a palette out like this, and obviously an updated version, I would buy it. I would just declutter this and I would buy it just for the fact that it's got the names on, and eventually I will lose this sheet of piece of paper. I know I will. So the next shade is You Welcome. I really like this as well when I tried it. It's like a fuchsia but like purple, and it's a purple fuchsia eyeshadow, I would say, and it looks gorgeous all over the eyelid. And then we've got this kind of copper bronzy red tone. So that's that one there. So let's give that a little swatch. Which just looks like that there. It's beautiful. Right, so that's that there, and then we'll just go into the bottom row. So I can't remember if Kiss of Fire, which is the red toned eyeshadow here, had a lot of fallout. So let's just try that. It does look that way. Yeah, just a little bit, but not as much as that Baby Heart shade, which is really unusual because this one has got more red in it, and I've heard that red eyeshadows are really, really difficult to make. So yeah, I was very, very surprised that the orange eyeshadow had more fallout. Then we've got the black there. I may as well swatch it since I'm going to do the entire palette of swatches. I'm not going to do that with every single eyeshadow palette because some have got 24 eyeshadows in them, but like I said earlier, if you do want me to focus on a particular eyeshadow palette, I'm more than happy to do that. But most of these eyeshadow palettes have been out a while, so there'll be a lot of videos on YouTube, so you could probably go and check them out there, and if I come across any good ones, I might just link them into the video, into the description box I've got, so I might just do that for you guys as well. So this one, what's that one called? Game On Black. I don't use blacks, but it looks really, really pigmented. It's not that pigmented though, guys, is it? Let's do another swatch of it. No, it's looking more grey toned. I mean, you can definitely tell that it's a black, but it's looking more grey toned on camera, and also when I look down at it, it's looking very grey. So I don't know if I would use that, to be honest, but I'm definitely not going to be using it this time, as it's nearly time for a new weekly Shop My Stash. And then we've got My Fair Lady. This one was the one that I really didn't like that much, so them two are so similar, and I really, really like Valeria more, so I've used it, but then I went over it with Valeria just because I don't like that. So that's the only shade in the palette that I really don't like. It's just, I don't know, I really, really like pink. I need to swatch that again. Right, I put it near Valeria, so that's Valeria there, and then the next one along is My Fair Lady. It's just not as pigmented, and also I don't wear pinks like this on my eyelids. Right, so now we're going to have to take these swatch, actually probably don't have to. And then the other purple shade is called Morning Call, which is this one here. That's a really pretty purple. And then last but not least is a shade called Dominion, and it is probably my favourite eyeshadow out of the entire palette, which is this one, which is no surprise as I love teal and green eyeshadows. So yeah, isn't it beautiful, guys? It's so, so stunning. So yeah, I really do like the eyeshadow palette. The reason it's gone so far down the list is because I've got some nicer eyeshadow palettes from different YouTubers that I want to talk about, and yeah, it's just 4th place for me, this. But other than that, you know, I really do like it. Love this Flash Me. I love the fact that you can use it as a duochrome eyeshadow, plus like an inner corner highlight, and you could probably, if you're a little bit darker than me, but not too much darker, you could wear it as a highlighter as well on the face. All the other eyeshadows, apart from this black shade here and this My Fair Lady shade, I love. So I would say 8 of the eyeshadows I love, but this compensates as one eyeshadow, because I'll never be able to wear that as a highlighter, not in a million years. But if you have darker skin than me, which a lot of people do, you would be able to use that as a highlighter. And then like, even I've not tried it, but like as an inner corner highlight as well, but for me I love using that as a eyeshadow. So that's all the eyeshadows in this Revolution Karma Kiss of Fire palette. Let's now move on to the next one. So in 3rd place is this Revolution and Imagination eyeshadow palette, and I've only recently pulled this the last 2 weeks. So I used it for 2 weeks, and it's just really beautiful. When I saw it, I just thought, oh, it's just another neutrals eyeshadow palette, but it, like, when you're using it, it's a little bit more than that. So let's just wipe those swatches off from the Carmi palette, because I've forgotten to do that, and obviously I don't want them on if I'm going to be swatching some from the Imagination eyeshadow palette. I've had that Imagination eyeshadow palette since I bought the Revolution and Imagination Highlight to the Moon palette. That long, I mean, it's been in my drawer that long, gathering dust. But yeah, let's go in it and talk about it now. Again, beautiful packaging. They've done a really good job on it. I hope eventually they'll work together again, and maybe she'll do a bright one. I know it's not really her style, but maybe she will think about doing that. So it looks like this. Love these shades here. So Honeybee, Mills, You Know, and Get to Know, they're my favourite eyeshadows in the palette. So shall we just swatch them and I'll show you. Like I said, I'm not going to swatch every single eyeshadow because there is quite a lot. But I'll swatch you kind of my favourites and we'll talk about them. So Honeybee. So these are all mattes that I'm going to be swatching first. I mean, look at that. Look how beautiful it is. It's just a really nice, beautiful, warm, orange toned eyeshadow. And I don't really have too many of those in my collection, so it's really nice to have it in this Imagination palette. And then we've got Mills. They are a little bit powdery. They do look very similar, so you probably don't need both of them. Like I said, with the other palette, it was the Tammy palette, you don't need to have so many eyeshadows that look the same. I mean, if you look at it there, Honeybee, and then that's Mills. Mills is just slightly darker. And then we've got You Know, which is so nice. It reminds me of one from the Lemon Drizzle palette. Do I have it on here? No, I thought it was on my bed, but it's not here. But yeah, it reminds me of one that's in my Lemon Drizzle palette, which I'll talk about when I do the Revolution and Chocolate Bar palettes, worst to best. So yeah, we don't need to talk about that now. So that one is You Know. So stunning. Right, so that's what it looks like. I'm actually wondering if it is, actually I think it's over here. Yeah, so this is the Lemon Drizzle palette. I want to see now, it reminds me of citrus. So let's put them against each other. Wow, they are practically the same eyeshadow. This citrus shade is a little bit more pigmented, I would say, but that's practically the same eyeshadow. So I would say they're pretty much dupes for one another. Right, so that's all the swatches I've done so far. Let's just wipe them off so I don't get confused in talking to you about the rest. Try and wipe that off a little bit. Right, and then the other one that I really like is this shade here, Get to Know. See, this is what I like about the newer Revolution palettes. I mean, all the names are on these palettes, and fair enough, you can't fit as much eyeshadow in, but if you're a little bit more careful with the eyeshadows that you do put in, it can still be a great eyeshadow palette. And the names don't actually take that much room anyway. So Get to Know is this beautiful matte brown shade there. Really nice. Right, so now shall we start doing some shimmers. Which ones are my favourite shimmers? I actually really love this shade here, Angel, but I don't think it's going to show up. Maybe I should just do a swatch and put my finger to the camera. So let's see if it will show up on my hand. Oh, actually, it does. Look at how beautiful that is. So again, you can use it as an inner corner highlight, or you can use it all over the eyelid. I think I only used that one as an inner corner highlight. What else? Then we've got these two here, Forever Friend and Baby Girl. I really do like the Baby Girl eyeshadow, so let's swatch that. I'm going to swatch that again, sorry, it's a bit light. So that's that, and it's like a duochrome eyeshadow. It's super pretty. Really like that one. Forever Friends is good. No, actually Huns was the one that I used all over the lid one time, and it's just really nice. I'm gonna swatch that again. So it's like a golden, really reflective eyeshadow, and I used that all over the eyelids and it looked amazing, and I've also used it on the inner corner as well. So it's like a multi-use eyeshadow. And then we've got Forever Friend, which is the pink one here, and to be honest, I'm not a lover of pink eyeshadow, but I think I really like this one. Let me have a look at it. Yeah, I really like this one. It's different to the one in the Call Me palette, My Fair Lady, even though it looks quite similar here. I think it's a little bit darker. So yeah, that's that. Then we have Raisin Praise. I really like this eyeshadow. I like most of the eyeshadows from this palette. I didn't find one that I thought, oh, I don't really like that at all. Look at that, look how pigmented it is. And then along with that one, there is a matte, like, winey shade. Well, it's a berry shade. Berry Blast it's called. Love this one as well. It's not the best swatch, but yeah, that's what that one looks like. I use them two together, and then we've got like all the transition shades going down here for light, medium and dark skin tones. Yeah, I just love the entire eyeshadow palette. It is more of your neutrals, but she has put some warm tones in as well, for the people that do actually prefer doing warm eyeshadow looks. Like I said earlier, I hope one day Revolution and Imagination collab come together again and do a brighter eyeshadow palette. I would definitely be up for getting that, because I really do like supporting her, and yeah, I think this is really good. So that one is in third place. And the only reason that is in third place is because I've got both of, I need a new one. I've got both of Revolution and Sofx's palettes. and they're just my, when it comes to the Revolution collabs, they're probably my ride or die ones. I gravitate towards them first. And let's just dry that with a cotton pad. Right, so let's talk about the original that she came out with. So this is the Revolution Sofx original. It's just the ultra eyeshadows, and you'd think by looking at it I've had it for a long time. Guys, I have actually only used this once, when I used it for a Shop My Stash, when I pulled it one week, a few weeks back. So yeah, I pulled it then, and I've not had a lot of use out of it at all, just because, like I said earlier, I've got a lot of eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So this is what it looks like. It's a little beauty. You've got 24 eyeshadows in it. I don't want to be swatching every single one of them. I'm more than happy to dedicate a video to any of these eyeshadow palettes if you want me to. You just need to leave me a comment down below so I know that you want to see that. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I'll swatch my favourites again. Right, so let's start off here. This is my favourite eyeshadow in the palette, I think. What shade was that? Petrol. It's a really nice duochrome, and that's why I like it. I've got a thing about duochromes, especially blue-brown duochromes, and that's what that one is. How beautiful is that, guys? It is absolutely stunning. And then this one is in the shade Pine. Really love that one as well. God, it's gorgeous. So stunning. No wonder this palette is coming at number 2. It's really pretty. Having to just take those swatches off because they're quite dark. And then I would say, actually, I'm quite surprised, but just by looking at the palette, this one is one of my favourites as well. And I don't normally gravitate towards purple eyeshadows, so that's not as pigmented. So we'll just do another swatch. Hair everywhere. So that's what that looks like, and that shade is... So we were talking about the mixed berry shade before my card got full and I had to delete some footage from another video. I forgot to delete that. It doesn't hold that much memory like my memory card, even though I think it's like 32 gigabytes, so you'd think it would hold quite a bit. I think I'm going to have to go to 64, so that's all I want for Christmas, a memory card that doesn't flake out on me every single time. So yeah, this one is mixed berries. And then we've got these orange tone shades. These are some of my favourites. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but there's glitters in that. Fine particles of glitter. That's in the shade Cloudberry. This one is matte. And this one is one of those types of eyeshadows that you build up, which is good, because it's quite a warm eyeshadow. I wouldn't want to use a warm eyeshadow that is quite pigmented from the off, and then you're putting too much on your brush and you have to try and blend it out somehow, even though there's ways around it. But yeah, I really like that shade. Then going down is Strawberry Sweets, which is this red toned eyeshadow here. Put that one there. So that's that one there. That one is quite pigmented, but again, if you only put a little bit on your brush and you dab it over your palette, you can take most of that off and just do it gradually. And then we've got this one, which is one of my favourites as well, which is Pumpkin. Really love this one. So you can see they're all orange toned eyeshadows. Like lately I'm gravitating towards really warm eyeshadows. I used to be such a neutrals girl, so like I used to gravitate more towards these like kind of nudie eyeshadows, and yeah, I do still like them, but I do prefer eyeshadows like this. more recently anyway. Let me just do a couple more swatches. So let me just wipe these off as quick as I can, because I've got another eyeshadow palette to talk to you about, and I don't know how long this video is going to be because it keeps stopping and starting on me. So I'm just going to dry those off. Right, so the next eyeshadows I want to talk to you about are these ones across here. So they're the bronze eyeshadows that really make blue eyes pop. Love, love, love those kind of shades. So we've got Grow Old, Sparks Fly and Smoky Bronze. So I'm only going to swatch them and then we'll leave this palette, I think. So let's swatch Grow Old. I mean, look how gorgeous it is. It is super nice. Then we'll swatch, what's the next one? I've forgotten it already. Sparks Fly. That one, yeah, it's nice, but it's not as pigmented. I'm just going to go over that again. And then, what was the last one? My memory is shocking. Smoky Bronze. I bet you're all saying, it's Smoky Bronze, Andrea. But yeah, my memory is quite shocking. So that's what they look like. Really, really pretty. If you like neutral eyeshadows, they're really gorgeous shimmer eyeshadows. And if you like a neutral eyeshadow palette, this is mainly neutrals with a few pops of like warm eyeshadows in it as well. It's just a really, really pretty palette. I would definitely, if I'm going to recommend any of these eyeshadow palettes, it's these Soph ones, because they are two of my favourites, and like I said earlier, they're probably in the Revolution collabs that I've seen so far in my Ride or Die eyeshadow palettes. So that's that. So now let's go on to the other Soph palette that I've got. Right, so the last one, so this is in first place. So this is the Revolution Soph X Extra Spice, and OMG, she did such an amazing job with this collaboration. She brought out 3 lipsticks as well. I've got dye on my fingers, ignore that. She brought out 3 lipsticks as well. I may as well show you them. Right, so she brought out 3 lipsticks as well, just to go with this eyeshadow palette with Makeup Revolution. So that's the eyeshadow palette, and then these are the lipsticks. Super cute. They go so well with it. So I've only got 2 of them, just because I didn't want the darker shade, which is Fudge, which is quite a dark brown. I don't tend to go in for dark brown lipsticks if I can help it. It just makes me look washed out. So we've got Cake, which is my favourite, absolutely love this, and then we've got Syrup. I'll do you a couple of swatches. This video wasn't intentionally supposed to be about lipsticks, but yeah, I'll do you a couple of swatches just in case you haven't seen it. So this one is Cake. Yeah, it's Cake. Really, really pretty. The nudes, these lipsticks, and these are creams. So that's Cake there. How pretty is it? And then this one is Syrup, which is slightly darker. And I've got to admit, I do like Cake a lot better than I do like Syrup. It's just more pink toned, and they're the lipsticks that I would mostly gravitate towards. So now that we've finished talking about the lipsticks, maybe we can move on to the eyeshadow palette. Sorry about that. Like I said earlier, I didn't intend to even bring those lipsticks out, but it is a collaboration that she did, and I did, you know, want to talk about them briefly as well. So again, the palette looks like this. The lipsticks were to match the palette, and I just think she's done an amazing job, especially with this palette. I bought this palette before I bought the original. The original, I looked at it and I just thought, it's too samey. I've got a lot of neutral eyeshadows in my collection, but then I looked at this, looked at it in more detail after I'd bought the Ultra Spice one, and I saw like the purple, that one there, Mixed Berries. I saw this petrol shade, this pine shade, and then all the warm shades there. And I've realised it's not actually like anything in my collection. I mean, you get a lot of neutrals, fair enough, but I don't really have too many like warm eyeshadows, just because I did always get, I have more warm eyeshadow palettes now than I did, but at the time of me buying that I did barely have anything, and so I thought to myself, well, I'll just buy it, it's only £10 and you do get 24 eyeshadows, so it is worth the money. And then like I bought it because the quality, this was the first ever Revolution eyeshadow palette that I got. The quality was really, really good, so that's why I bought all of these collabs. Really, before this one I'd only tried the chocolate bars that they brought out, and yeah, I tried this and absolutely loved it. It's just amazing, guys. I mean, look at that, it's just right up my street with all those warm toned eyeshadows. You can do a neutral eyeshadow look as well, but I've got to admit, if you want a neutral eyeshadow palette, you're probably best going for the Soph Original rather than this one. But for me personally, this is my favourite because it is warm toned. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch you a few of the eyeshadows, just my favourites again. So we'll swatch Running Late, which is this orange. Really, really pretty. Then my other favourite is this Vitamin C. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous yellow. We're so happy that they put this in the palette, which looks like that. Those eyeshadows together make like a really nice sunset eye. It's really, really gorgeous. Love this shade as well, this orange shade, which is the Sweet and Sour, which is just, it's about 1 or 2 shades darker than the Running Late, and I do believe that one should be in the palette just because it is 1 or 2 shades darker than Running Late. So yeah, I'm happy that that's there. Then I have LA Sun, which is this shimmer here, which I really, really love. It's like my headband. It's like a mustardy yellow. So that looks like that there. Might have some orange in it from when I did the other swatch just then. Let me just wipe my finger. I'm totally ruining this cotton pad. I'm gonna just try and swatch it again. Right, so that's what it looks like. It's so, so beautiful. So let's just get another wipe and wipe these off. Right, what else do we have in here? I really like this Shimmer Romance shade here as well. Beautiful, isn't it? Then I really like this Infinity, this Silver Infinity shade. Absolutely stunning. That's a nice one for Christmas. I like that shade there as well, Everyday. That's like a mint shade, I would say. Need to pull this out soon. So that's that. Dreams is really nice here, so that's like a copper gold shade. There. Right, let's see. See if there's any mattes that I can show you. I'm showing you quite a bit, even though I said that, I mean, I've done most of the palette. Right, so I really, really loved this mulled wine shade. which shocked me because those types of shades are really not me at all, but I really liked it. And then there was 21 as well that I liked. So we'll stop there. I mean, you've the only shades are, oh, I haven't showed you Aurora. This one's a shimmer. This one's beautiful. Forgot about you. Look at that shade there, that end shade. It is absolutely stunning. I definitely need to play with this palette soon, definitely. But I have got so many eyeshadow palettes that I want to test out and do videos for. I don't think I will be pulling a palette for this week, just because I've got my Essence G'day Sydney to do videos with, and I've also got my Too Faced Chocolate Gold that I've not even touched yet, so I might pull a few singles out instead. But yeah, I think the video will go up, this video that I'm filming now, I think this video will go up in a few weeks, so it shouldn't really matter what eyeshadow I'm pulling out in the weekly Shop My Stash. But yeah, I'm just saying that I don't think I'll be pulling an entire like eyeshadow palette out, just because I'm like behind in using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I should have been using that this week, but I wanted to use the Carmy one so I could do this video. So I wanted to use the majority of the shades in this palette so I could do the video for you guys and let you know my thoughts, least favourite to favourite. Like I said earlier, I'm not getting rid of any of these eyeshadow palettes. I just wanted to give you my thoughts and also show you a few swatches, and then you could make your own decisions on whether you want to go out and buy them or whether you'll miss them. So it's kind of a yay or nay situation. But yeah, I really like them all. Like I say, I do only have 5 eyeshadow palettes. The only one that's really calling my name is the Rachel Leary one. It comes in like a orange packaging. I know she does that, and then she's got that bigger one in the blue packaging for £15. I don't want that just because it is too big for my collection. I have got quite a few big eyeshadow palettes as it is, and it's about storing them. I just don't want to be buying any more big eyeshadow palettes, not unless one absolutely blows me away, and I haven't seen any recently. So what's your favourite eyeshadow palette of the moment? If you leave me a comment down below and we'll discuss it. The chances are I might even have it, because I have got quite a huge collection. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below, or you can click my picture, which is normally here. There'll be a video here, here and here, and also don't forget to click that notification bell, because that's what reminds you of when I upload new videos. My upload schedule is Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.